Well, good evening, everyone. Papa D here again, coming to you from the great state of Florida. And here again with Angie tonight. Bring her in just a second. Want to say hello real quick to y'all. Uh, have a little bit of a condensed show tonight. Going to try to keep up around the 1 hour mark for some other things that we have to pitch at here afterwards. But welcome to y'all. Big week, as you saw by the opening countdown clock. The government run shutdown by the Democrats is still in place, but looks like it'll be coming to a close very shortly, and not a second too soon. Agreement's been reached. Votes in the Senate has been taken. We'll talk more about that. We did have a total of 8 Democrats that saw the light of day and did what was right for their constituents and the rest of the country, and stepped across the line, voted to move the legislation back to the House for the final vote, and hopefully good news on Wednesday or so. But anyway, we appreciate you coming out, and welcome to all our subscribers. Want to say a very, very sincere and heartfelt Happy Veterans Day to our veterans. We appreciate you. Appreciate everything you do for this country, have done for this country, and continue to do. And from our channel, from us, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And if you are a subscriber, please welcome back. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe. Check us out. We have a little bit of fun here, and we enjoy the events of the day and bringing those to our subscribers. Have a little bit of fun while we're doing it. So with that said, I'm going to bring in my counterpart, my cohort in crime, and my daughter. Angie, I'm going to do this one first. There we go.
Buddy.
What? Yeah, I'm going to bring you over, make a switch here. But go ahead, Angie. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right.
We're
What's
having a
going
little
on
bit of
up
a
in the great
delay.
state of Tennessee today?
Um, Everything's going good. We are experiencing the Arctic tundra right now from Canada, so that's fun. I need that to go away. It's windy and cold, and other than that, we're just bundled up. I'm wearing a hoodie today because it's freezing outside, but next week it should be in the 70s. So, welcome to Tennessee, where you get every single season in a week. For those of you coming down from New York who are new, welcome. We get a lot of weather down here, but other than that, we're doing good. Gearing up for the holidays, getting the kids through school happenings and all that.
Yeah. Sorry about that
Oh,
little
there we go.
misfire there.
It's live, you guys.
It's live. Like we said, we have fun, and sometimes things just get a little bit cross-wired here. But, yeah, we are all fighting the weather. Florida, yeah, that Arctic blast or whatever it is needs to stay where it came from or go back to where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
We thought waking up to in the 50s was nasty. Tomorrow we're gonna be breaking into the 40s. I think we're all gonna freeze to death down here.
Better get those parkas dug out of the closet.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start kicking it off here. I'm gonna go just audio for now. I've got a feed issue on my studio cameras, which hey, y'all don't need to see me. You'd rather look at my daughter
It
anyway.
happens.
Yeah, but we'll get that figured out. But kind of top of the story, and where we'll kick it off, I guess, is with the those that weren't, at least 8 came to their senses. I'm trying to pick our words carefully here, but
Right. That was exactly how I was going to word it as well. They kind of
yeah.
saw the light.
Well, you look at
I think a lot
what
of
the
things went on
damage was
behind the
being done.
scenes.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I was gonna say I think a lot of things were going on behind the scenes in those recesses that were going on before the um initial vote to see if where people were at essentially is all that was for. But
Right.
I think a lot of things were said behind the scenes that we're never gonna know, but in conjunction, like you said, Dad, with all of the worsening situations around the country, whether it be air traffic controllers or the airports themselves canceling flights, or people still not receiving their SNAP or only receiving partial SNAP in certain states. Um, and then obviously, I was talking with mom about this the other day. If the shutdown had gone in further into, creeping up into December, there is a real catastrophe that would have happened where 10 million families would have lost government housing weeks
Absolutely.
before Christmas. So this was this was a very much important day that I'm so glad that Thune came out and really like, we're going to get this done. We're staying here. We're not going anywhere other than the Mr. Republican who was a little bit late to the initial vote, but that's okay. It was only um
Hello.
they had all the votes that they needed from the Democrats. Hey, there you are. They had all the votes from the Democrats that they needed prior to him being a little bit tardy to the vote. So that was okay. I think that's why they let it slide. Um but
Yeah.
that was a very exciting night. I stayed up and watched it. It was
Yes.
very exciting.
Very exciting, and we're very happy that we had what the Democrats would call defectors, what I would call patriots, and people that were actually doing their job. Uh, four of the eight
Mhm.
came from two states. Two states rolled, Nevada and New Hampshire. And
Right.
I can understand that the Nevada contingent, I have to think a part of that was with the ATC, what's going on with the FAA and all, and air flights, and what it's starting to do, impact tourism and all that. I'm not saying that they don't care any less about
Mhm.
people who weren't being fed and we're going to lose their housing, but those constituents,
Well,
there was a broader brush being used, I think, when it came to their decision to
right.
roll. But for those of you that didn't catch it, I mean, the eight that did come over to the right side of the street and make the right decision, the correct decision for the country. It was John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Catherine Counts of Nevada, Angus King of Maine, Dick Durbin of Illinois, Big Dick Durbin, Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Jackie Rosen of Nevada, and Jeannie Shaheen of New Hampshire. And they all rolled over to where we needed to be. Saw a couple of interviews today, Ange, with a number of those, but more importantly, John Fetterman. John got rolled a little bit heavy by the one chick from The View. Um, but
Well,
those who, those with 7-figure or 8-figure bank account numbers don't need to worry about
mhm.
what's going on in the rest of the country. And again, not to beat up on
Right.
anything, we don't take direct attack or not attack, but at any specific network show. But The View is what The View is, and the people on The View uh, are what they are. So we will just pass along on
Right.
that one. But we do thank those 8 Democrats. Um, we hope one day maybe we find some of the names on that list on the Republican roll. But we will see. We
I
can
think
certainly
we
confuse
might.
that.
Um I
I'll
think
tell you what,
I think
Fetterman.
Mr. Fetterman's looking a little red over there lately,
Yeah,
and I'm not mad about it.
no,
He's a good dude, and I respect him for what he's been able to um accomplish since he's been, in his term, but more so the fact that he's the type of guy that stands with his convictions. And there is no greater respect for me when it comes to anybody. If you stand on your principle and you're not going to waver for it, this is what you believe and that's it. That takes a, for the lack of a better term, that takes a steel set of balls in Congress. Okay, especially right now. he could have just as easily gone with the flock, and business as
Which is what
usual.
most of them do all the
But
time.
he didn't. And right. And so I kudos to him for really, I would like to think that he kind of led the way for some of those other Democrats that joined in on the vote to feel a little bit better about, hey, okay, Fetterman's doing it and he's been doing it. He's been voting to reopen every single time. So, at least it's not just me going going down on the
Right.
ship. I know a lot of those Republicans who did vote to reopen are not up for reelection anytime soon. So I think that also played a role of
Hmm.
maybe, we won't be as deep under the bus if we're not up for reelection. We won't be challenged in a primary anytime soon. So I think that kind of went into it a little bit. It could be a factor. Um, but I'm just glad. I mean, the Democrats did not get anything out of this agreement, including the three little tidbits that they included to send back over to the House.
Hmm.
So nothing about healthcare was included. And basically they got a hope and a promise of we're going to discuss it,
We'll talk about it.
um, but nothing, yeah, nothing in stone, nothing like that. So really, when it boils down to it, this entire shutdown is pointless. It is absolutely pointless. The suffering
Hmm.
of innocent Americans, completely pointless. There was no reason for Schumer to initiate what he did. Um,
Now, his
there's
career is
talks of
over.
him being, oh yeah, oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
done.
that's without a doubt. I mean,
He
we
is
knew that
over.
going into this before this really became the issue that it turned out to be, or how long it turned out to be. That
Right.
writing was on the wall, so to speak. And I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. We're talking about by the time it's all said and done, if the vote is taken and on time and goes as we anticipate, that's a 42-day nightmare for the American people.
Mm-hmm.
That would have become even worse, and it hangs directly on the party. It hangs directly on Schumer's around his neck, around on his shoulders,
Yeah.
and it's pretty much done. But yeah, your point taken. There's most of the Democrats that rolled on this and made the right decision aren't up for election for a while. I think Fetterman's in 28, and he is
Yeah.
about
He's
the
got a
average,
couple
I
years
think.
left.
And by that time,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, the people that will be growling uh, the loudest, the party walking in lockstep party people. A lot of those people also were ones that were affected by this, and they'll remember that they got back what they lost, or the country got back what it lost. So they'll lighten up. It'll be gone. But you are absolutely your point well taken, and and it's absolutely to the point that people that stand up for the convictions when the party around them and the groups that they belong to are completely 180 degrees adverse to what their beliefs are or what their personal beliefs are, you got to give them credit. And they did the right
Mm-hmm.
thing. And for somebody like Fetterman, he had said, I've seen him say multiple times, he has no intention of becoming, flipping over to the red side. But you know what? You don't have to be. We've had plenty of rhinos over the years, so it goes the other way.
It's true.
Um, so you can be a Democrat, but you can be the old Democrat, in which you use your head and you don't just run as far left as you can until you hit the brick wall, and then just keep running into it. So we appreciate that from him.
That's true.
And so I guess the
I would like
timeline
to see
is
Mr. Fetterman be minority leader if good old Chucky Chuck is not going to be up there preaching. And
absolutely.
I think that would be the best option for them. They've been talking about going more moderate in the party, getting their base
Mm-hmm.
back, their moderate base back in gear. I think if you are serious about having any fight in the midterms or any fight at all when it comes to the presidential election in 28, you're going to need Fetterman is the answer for a minority leader. Um,
Absolutely.
you don't need to go any more radical. We've already got enough of that. You don't need radical. You need moderate. You need Fetterman.
Right.
But I know
Right.
that's not where they're going to go, but it's
No,
the obviously best choice.
you know the names. that have been bounced around, with AOC if she doesn't make Senate run, but the names that are being bounced around just the same old garbage that'll keep running in a circle to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I don't see how they anticipate gaining ground when all of the things that were stood for, again, not making a judgment call on any of them, but the transgender thing, my God, the whole DEI thing is unraveling across the board, and a lot of
Right.
companies and political pundits, people are turning back because it didn't work, it didn't function properly, it wasn't handled the right way. Whether you agree, disagree, aren't, it doesn't matter. But when you start shoving it down people's throats, it is very difficult to expect that at least half the people involved are not going to turn on you, and that's what they have run up against. And they've got to moderate that and come back. I know the party's never going to roll back to where it was, the old Kennedy Democrats. It would be awesome if
Right.
it did, because then we'd be able to meet in the middle and actually cross the aisle and get some things done. I don't expect that's going to happen anytime soon, because the party's taken a complete direction of going. I mean, they've it not as so much permanently, but renamed the party the Democratic Socialist Party. Not formal renaming, but
Yeah.
it's what they stand for and what they're calling
I
themselves.
mean, it
So
is what it is.
it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Um, so if you're
Yeah.
living in New York City, duck. Um, anyway, but
Do
that's
not
the big
donate to that
news.
crazy man in charge.
Oh my God, we got we keep saying we're
He
gonna do it.
don't.
We could do a whole stream, a whole show just based on crazy town Gotham.
Mm-hmm. It's getting crazier every day.
Yeah,
There are the governor's already against him, and she's up. She's being challenged for the next election, and it's a
yeah,
whole big. Oh man, New York's bleeding out crazy right now, guys.
folks.
It's
This
bad.
party, this party
Pray for
craziness
New
in
York.
New York State is far from over. As we said, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
last episode before, after the results came in, all that jazz. Man, just getting him, just winning the vote, just solidifies the real life TV sitcom that this is all going to become.
Dystopian,
Uh,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be just insane. And then you're right. I mean, the governors all but come back and say, "Hey, listen, I really didn't back the guy. I said I was going to be like the foot on the gas girl, or the foot on the brake girl." Uh, so he's going to get
Oh
no
yeah,
traction
she's
from
she's
her.
uh she's she's running scared because she knows that everybody is getting upset, and in true New Yorker fashion, she's like, "Oh wait, no, that's not what I said." I mean, she's
That's not what I said.
totally
No.
gaslighting the entire
Right.
Democratic base in New York. It's really it's gonna get ugly, guys. It's gonna get really
Yeah.
ugly up there.
Yeah, they run back the tape, and she said the sky was blue, and she goes, "No, I didn't really say it was blue. I said it was off red." Um,
Right.
didn't you hear me correctly? That wasn't your intent. You're putting words in my mouth. Yeah, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing the backstep moonwalk that would make Michael Jackson proud. Uh, so we'll see where that whole fiasco lands.
Absolutely.
January is going to be an interesting month for more reasons than one. Uh,
Oh man.
but yeah, he's been notified pretty much by the administration that good luck, good luck to you. We'll be watching. That's all we can say.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get your
Because
free buses. You're not
he
going to
if
get your
he
income
piss
tax
well,
increase.
it's no, you're not gonna get there's nothing is for free, you guys. Nothing is free, especially in New York. If somebody tells you something's free in New York, they're probably trying to scam you. Okay? That's the
Look,
real
if somebody
that's the
tells you
real
something's
deal.
free, look under the third coconut shell. Don't go to the first one. Go to the third one. Maybe you stand a
Mm-hmm.
chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if they're playing
Right.
or playing a card game on the street, you got better odds there. So anyway, it's going to be a
Amen to that.
fiasco.
That is so
Uh,
true.
the big man there wins the election and starts begging for money. Heads to Puerto Rico, drinking fancy drinks with
Yeah, on vacation.
umbrellas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hitting the mojitos on the beach and conferencing, and it's like, boy, how times change in 24 hours. But we wish the people of New York the
Right.
best. I know the exodus has begun. Expectations are about 1 million people will
Yes.
leave the city. People have already planning uh, their exodus, both corporate and individuals. We have
Mm-hmm.
had our governor here in Florida. Your governor in Tennessee, I know, has been had conversations about
Mm-hmm.
what the expectations are. Governor in Texas, so they're looking at losing a high number of high dollar earners and companies. Um, and when that happens, basically put a fence around it. Call, oh my God, his name slips my, Escape from New York. Yeah, can't think of the actor's name. Somebody help me with that. Uh, Kurt Russell. Call
Oh,
him.
yeah.
It'll be Escape from New York. We'll just bottle up the city and use it for a maximum security prison because that's going to be left there. People that either can't get out and want to get out, or people that you want to be the next crazies, I guess. So we wish them the best, but
Oh,
we'll keep
yeah.
a close
And
eye on that. We are going
it's
to report more about that as time goes by here.
yes. We will there is going to be so much more to come, and we can only keep praying that it's not going to be as bad as what our worst fears are, and that's just hope for
And
the best. They got what
one,
they you get what you pay for.
yeah, it's FAFO. I'm sorry, it's
Yep.
FAFO.
Mhm.
But the only thing we ask, on behalf of Angela and on behalf of me, on behalf of the other states, red states, if you decide that it's time to get out and come enjoy the sun, the fun, the sanity, and the lack of blue crazy, don't bring it with you. We don't want it.
Right. Leave it there.
Leave it there.
That is not welcome here
Hmm.
at all.
If you're running from it,
I don't want it.
leave it behind. And you'd think that's funny, but that's kind of one of the things we say here in Florida, Ange, is when you meet someone that just moved here from up there or over to California, or whatever, first thing we say to them, we don't say welcome. We say leave that crap behind because we don't need it here. And but it's
Mhm.
true. It's true. They tend to bring it here and try to bolster what little, especially in Florida, what little bit of the Democratic core is still remaining uh, from when this state used to be a swing state, and
It's true.
then changed over to purple, and then completely fell off the edge of the spectrum. But we welcome you. We welcome your money. We welcome your, hopefully, patriotism. We don't welcome the politics of old. So leave that behind and
Yeah.
come enjoy
We're not into
our
all that
worlds.
socialism stuff down here.
No, we don't think
We're
that stuff.
into that capitalism stuff.
Yeah.
So
Capitalism,
if you got
guns, and
plenty of
God.
capital, you are our kind of people.
Yep. Yeah, bring your money down and spend it. So we tell the tourists, come
Right.
on down, drop your wallets, and
We
go back
will
home.
right. They
But
they've got beaches in Florida and theme parks. We have honky tonks and boot barn. And if
and both have Cracker
pick your
Barrel.
fave. There you go. There you go. You can't go
Excuse
wrong
me.
with the good old biscuit.
That's it. But the old Cracker Barrel, that's now the new Cracker Barrel. That's the old Cracker Barrel. Just so you know. So that's
Right.
cool.
They're trying to
Anyway, guys.
rebrand it back to the old.
Yeah, the old
It's a whole
new
thing.
that never should have left in the first place. And again,
Mhm.
leave it behind. We don't need it. We don't like it. We don't want it. So it looks like tomorrow
Right.
could be the day, right, Ange? We're lining up for
Tomorrow could be the day.
maneuvering and a vote. I don't know of any time. There's a lot of debate yet to be held. Some minor points. There's a few points, like you said, that have to be addressed yet and ironed out in the House.
Mhm.
But one would hope by the end of the day or by the middle of the day that our government will be open again and we will not be the laughing stock of the planet.
Yeah, let's hope.
Let's hope.
I think a lot of people would like to get their benefits that really need them. I think a lot of people who are scared out of their minds and stressed every day about flying for the holidays won't have to
Mm-hmm.
stress so hard. So that's great. Keep the skies safe.
Absolutely.
Get those federal employees back to work.
Get
Pay
them
the
paid.
troops.
Pay the troops for God's sakes. Yeah, absolutely. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That we
Pay the
actually had
troops, number one.
votes against that. But the big thing with the, getting the
Mm-hmm.
airports opened up, getting things back on time, getting the skies safe again. There's been a lot of issues. The in, close calls have become more and more frequent. Uh, that's been confirmed by
Yes.
the FAA. Down here in Florida, we're Rocketown, USA. No launches during daylight hours now,
Right.
which you'd think, well, poor launch guys. If you knew the amount of launches and the amount of not tonnage, but kilograms that go to orbit from Florida and Texas, but mainly Florida, it has
Mm-hmm.
caused a real problem because now manifests get backed up. Of course, NASA
Well,
or the Space Force, they need to get, if they can get need to do something, they get an exemption. I think Blue Origin got an exemption already for a NASA payload that's going to be going up
well,
tomorrow.
because isn't there only certain windows that they can launch to
They can right now. It's only
with
between
like
6
trajectories and
p.m.
things like that?
Well, yeah, yeah, the orbital dynamics and all. You've got depends where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
how fast you want to get there, where your recovery is. If you're,
Right.
in SpaceX's case, if they're recovering the booster, so all this goes into it. Now you're telling the providers that aren't favored, that aren't having, you know, cutting a deal to get an exemption for a particular launch,
Right.
that they can only launch between 6 p.m. and it's 6 p.m. 6 a.m. I believe, yeah, or no, 10 o'clock, yeah. So it's their night launches. We've got SpaceX is actually launching two on Friday at 10:01 p.m. One's out of the Space Force base, and one's out of Cape Canaveral. So you got two going off at exactly the same time at 10:01 to get past the moratorium
Mm.
on the launches. So that's going to be pretty neat. For those of us in Florida, if they've got a clear night, you're going to see a doubleheader at the same time. But that's all not because SpaceX woke up one day
That's
and said, "Hey,
exciting.
I think we need to fire off two at the same time." Not that Elon wouldn't do that, just to be cool. But
Right. I mean, don't give them an excuse.
no, don't hold my beer. But that's
Don't
all
tempt me
because
with a
of
good
the
time.
exactly. But I was just listening to the Elon Musk interview he did with Joe Rogan recently. Funny as hell. I
Oh, was he
quick
back
shout
on
out.
Joe?
Yeah, he was on
I didn't
Joe. I
know. I
want to
gotta
say
watch that.
it's about 4 or 5 episodes ago. Uh, but it was.
Okay,
I
I'll
mean,
check
as
that
you'd
out. I didn't
expect,
know.
it was cool. So again, big shout out to Joe Rogan. Big shout out to Elon Musk. We're not nobody.
Soon
For
to
full
be
disclosure,
potentially the world's first trillionaire.
uh, yeah, and full disclosure,
Pretty
I
exciting.
do have a small holding in Tesla stock. Must say that, but still not enough to be. I got enough to probably buy a tank of gas, maybe. So there you go.
Hey, and
But
that's okay.
anyway, we need to get this thing behind us so people can get their benefits. Folks can get flying and not worry about planes
Yes.
crashing midair. Uh, we need to get our people paid. Uh, those who decided they didn't want to work and want to now come back, that'll be something for the president and the administration to deal with. The understanding I have is that he's going to try to get a bonus, $10,000 bonus to those controllers who stayed on the job and those who didn't.
Yes.
Again,
And
people got to make
they
a living.
absolutely deserve it.
Yeah, you people got to pay their bills. People had to do what they got to do. I know I would do what I have to do. I'm not going to lose everything I have because the government decides they have, a certain 100, 50 senators decide they want to be knuckleheads. Um, but that'll be something that'll be sorted out by the president, and we have full faith in that will be
Oh yeah,
equitable
he'll
and,
get it
and
done.
taken care of, and get these guys and girls back to work and let them take care of their lives again. So that hopefully will be tomorrow.
Hmm.
We'll report on that at the next
Yes.
or an earlier one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Wanted to flip over, Ange. I don't know what you're showing, but I was going to kick over to the recent SCOTUS development. You have that on your play sheet.
Oh, no, I don't have any notes about that, but I do know about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna let out the dog
Just
while you're getting ready to start
try.
talking about that.
All right. Well, just a quick blurb. There's really not a whole lot
Sorry,
to
guys.
report other than the fact we do know that there was a stay that was placed by the Supreme Court. It was a 2-day stay against the ruling by the. Am I right to say Maine or New Hampshire federal judge? I didn't write it down, but it's one of the above, which basically said, "Hey,
Yeah, it's a northern state.
administration, you have no choice. Release the money for the SNAP funds." First of all, it was illegal to do it. Those are
Right.
emergency funds in case of something happened, natural disaster, whatever the case may be. Uh, the Supreme Court came back, put a 48-hour stay on that ruling, and they just came out and extended that stay. Uh, Basically, the primary, for a lot of reasons, the argument was made, but because of what's happening right now, and that it looks like uh, the shutdown is going to be over, to give the
Conclude.
administration, to give the government
Hmm.
a chance to do it, because once the doors open back up, this all takes care of itself. So there's no reason for the federal judge, which had,
Right.
in
It
our
is.
opinion, no authority at all, stick his nose in there.
Hmm.
Uh, Once the
Well, that's the problem. A lot of these judges in the last 4 and almost 5 years have run rampant with jurisdiction, what they think their jurisdiction
perceived
is.
jurisdiction, yeah,
Right. And so now they have to be reminded of this has nothing to do with you. Um, you don't get to tell the president that he has to do something that is illegal for the president to do. And you should know that. So, but like you said, Dad, once they get the vote tomorrow and they reopen everything, it's going to take a couple of days, but hopefully they're saying by the end of this week, the early, Monday, Tuesday of next week, everybody should have all of their benefits. They just have to go in the system and hit authorize. That's all that is. So,
and away it
um,
rolls. And there was a little bit of
right.
pushback
Everybody's going to get
because,
taken care of.
yeah, once this extended stay came out from the Supreme Court, the White House had already, under the
Hmm.
prior ruling, or not the White House, no, the administration had already sent
Um,
out benefits to
yeah.
just over 200,000 recipients. That money was all clawed back because what happens is the government doesn't fund SNAP. The government sends the money to the individual states. The states then disperse the funds out via their independent SNAP programs. So the word was sent out to the individual states that did receive some of that slow walking money to send it back. It was wrongfully
Hmm.
sent, and we now have the Supreme Court telling us we have the right
Wasn't
to
it the
not.
governor? It was Maine, Dad, wasn't it?
I
Because
think it was Maine.
whoever it was talking
They
about
sued.
how they were going, yeah, they were going online and basically telling the members of their state that do receive SNAP for their state to keep spending the money. They're not sending it back. They
Hmm.
they got it and you spend it. You go to the store and you spend it
Well,
all. Spend it all of
and
it. And I'm
that's
like, what in the heck?
yeah. This is a case of the governor, the state. The governor sues the Fed. Then they get a local. They file the suit in a favorable court, who then makes a decision that everyone expected,
Hmm.
and then they get to go ahead and just kind of. It's like if you went to the bank and checked your balance at the ATM and it was $1 million in it. This stuff happens every once in a while. You see the news, and the people go, "Hey,
It
man,
does
spend it
happen.
before they want it back," and then you do it, and then
They
you go to
want it
jail.
back.
Well, the
Hmm.
the states, the state, Maine, I believe it was, and again, if we are misspeaking, please correct us, guys. Send us a comment.
They're gonna
But
owe.
they're they're not going to get any extra money, and anybody that was paid, we, I would hope that they are able to track who got the funds because not everybody got them, and who got those funds,
They
and
will
then
because
make
they
sure
they
they don't
track
get
it
them
by
again.
debit card.
Right. So hopefully they track that all. But at the
Yeah.
very least, when the government sends money and says, if the government sends me a refund check and it was wrong, and they tell me to send it back and I don't, yeah, chink, you're done.
Yep.
What gives a governor or any state the right to take the money, disperse it, and then say, "Whoa, just keep spending, guys. Don't worry about it. We got your back." Well, guess what? If you were sent,
Yeah, and so publicly and blatant.
absolutely. Well, it's no different than when Pelosi ripped
That's
up the
that's what
speech.
kind of threw me off.
No, it's just another case of
Well,
that.
that's true. Oh God.
Oh well,
Just
we're just going to
I'm
do the
I'm gonna be.
exact
Can we
opposite.
have a party? Can we? Would it be okay if we had a party on her last day, just to we could all take a deep breath that the Wicked Witch is not there to cause havoc anymore? Because I mean, I don't really know. I mean, let me know. Let us know in the comments if you're a Democrat and you are legitimately a Nancy Pelosi fan. Please let me know because I am so curious. What is your reasoning behind your fandom? I don't really know a lot of people that are excited that she's still in Congress. So I don't know a lot of people
Now,
that are going to miss her necessarily.
a song comes to mind on her last day, and it's from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
And it wasn't
yes.
Follow the Old
Mhm.
Brick Road. I'll let you ponder on that a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, something that's long overdue, um,
Yes.
and we'll
Oh
be
my
happy to see.
goodness.
The
Please,
problem
Lord,
is,
get term limits in Congress.
eh, when these, where we all sit here and pound our chests a little bit about all these Democrats that are retiring, that are not going to run for reelection. There's a number of them that have come up this year, of course, leading into the heading up into the
Mhm.
midterms. And it's all good when you get some of these knuckleheads that go finally say, I've had enough. I've spent my 200 years up here. It's time for me to take my millions and go home. But then you create a vacuum. Sometimes it's better to dance with the devil you know than the devil you don't know. And we knew the level of
That is
stupid
true. But it
that
gives
these people brought to the
opportunity.
table.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hopefully we don't get a socialist wannabe or something. I mean, that
That's
is the catch 22, I guess.
that is the problem. And with the party leaning the way it is now, and with these new faces coming out, that's the scary part because you get the old
Yeah.
guard that at least, even though they stood for so much that was just inherently wrong, um, what do we get next? So it'd be interesting to see who comes into those seats, who takes those seats.
Yeah.
Uh, we've already got an issue with Prop 50 that passed. That now we've got a five representative decrease coming up in the House. It's got to be made up for and adjusted, as we spoke about last week, with some of the red states having to now, tit for tat type of thing. But we are glad to see these individuals, and I think you'll probably be hearing about Schumer not too long down the road also, joining that club. And
Yeah.
as we
He's on
spoke
the
about
outs.
early, and I spoke with your mom about that the other day, a couple days ago. Once they, I speak specifically, Ange, of her, but there are others. But when she is out and
Right.
home back in San Francisco and doing her thing, let the investigations begin. Um,
Oh, please, Lord Jesus.
let the
It's coming.
investigations begin. And I hope
She
it's
is
not
not
this.
getting away with her January 6th crazy talk.
Oh, and
That
the inside
no.
trading and all the, all that's been
Mhm.
all but proven in the media. Uh, but they take their shots and they chase everyone else, and now it's time for someone else to maybe take the reins and say, "Hey, what exactly did you do?" And
Yeah.
don't lie to us and tell us your husband wasn't doing this. Now I knew nothing about what he was doing. That stock stuff's all him. Well, you're the one sitting in a position of extreme leadership on Capitol Hill, and you're telling me there's no information being brought home and discussed at the dinner table. So again, we don't know. This is all
Um
conjecture, and it's all
I
conjecture that's out there in the
I got a
media.
feeling Right. I got a feeling that Pam is going to do a lot of digging with the FBI and the CIA and all the people that they need to get in contact with to get a strong case. They're going to set it up. They're going to
Hmm.
get the evidence and they're going to proceed on indictment. And she's going to have to answer for that. I do feel like she's the one that wears the pants in that relationship. So I'm not buying that, you're just this, oh, I'm just such an innocent old lady that, I don't know what's in the checking account. I'm not, no, for an
No, no.
average American woman, I might buy that, but not for her. I'm not buying it. She is calculated and callous and cruel
Yeah.
and has really been under the radar the last about 6 months. So
Oh yeah.
we'll
Keeping
see.
her. It's
We'll see.
called
She might
keeping your
have,
head down. You don't want to get
don't,
your head
don't
shot
rule her out
off.
just yet, people.
Yeah, but what makes me think that the direction that this will take. Remember what they did with Biden. He should have been charged and raked over the coals for the documents thing, just as they
Right.
did with President Trump. And the response came back was,
I think,
we can't uh, prosecute and indict an old man that is, he's so old and he's feeble, this and
mhm.
anything. This is the game that'll be played. Oh my God, she's 80,000 years old, and what did she know? She was a public servant, spent her life. Now she's in her golden years, and she's just go. That's the game that'll get played. Well, the a game that
It
will be
will.
attempted to get played. Um, these are the same people that tried to crucify.
Right, as long as she is fit to stand trial, you're never too old to go to prison.
No,
They don't have a statute of limitations on prison, age, people, so
no,
just keep that in mind. Now, whether or not she actually serves any time, I don't see that ever happening, but
yeah,
the fact
I doubt
is
that.
that your name has to get put out there, and you need to have people understand what happened so that we can learn from it and not have any of this go on
Well,
anymore. That is the whole
and
point to the exercise. So
the
I
easy
I
answer
hope
is
they go after her at
that
least.
they justice has to be served one way, shape, or form, whatever that justice is. Again, we're not judge,
Yeah.
jury, we don't know, but what's looks to be, again, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. That'll be found out by Pam, and the administration will
Mhm.
investigate among others, because this is not a one-person deal, and it's not a
Right.
one-party problem. And it came out not too long ago. There was discussion about uh, putting it into law that once you become senator, once you hit Capitol Hill, or you are in a position of whether it's that and the cabinet or whatever, that you are prohibited from trading. You have to
I think
disclose every
that's
year
that should have
what you
already been
do.
in there regardless.
Should have been already, as well as term limits. So what we need is
Mhm.
to have the law changed
Oh,
so there
yes.
is term limits applied. And while you're in office, here's not so much here's your responsibilities, but here's what you can't do. You can't benefit from. And since they
Right.
require annually to file their tax returns and their reports with the House and Senate, uh, it's easy to see if someone's they come in as a junior senator worth $100,000, and a year later, or a term later, they leave with $8 million
Mhm.
in the bank. All right, somebody needs to disclose where it came from,
Yeah, that's a
how
lot.
you got it, and don't just say, "Well, I had some real good luck in
Mhm.
the market." That would open the door for an
No.
investigation. This goes for presidents also. The Obamas came in and
Mhm.
left in a much different financial
They
status than they did. They were.
way up.
Uh, you have
Biden's as well.
Biden, his family. You did have presidents that came in
Mhm.
wealthy and left wealthy. Bush, obviously
Right.
Trump,
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Well, yeah.
So you do have that, but you have more of the other extreme. AOC was a bartender, for God's sakes, in New York. Came in, junior
Mhm.
senator, in the House, didn't have squat, and now my understanding from what the media has disclosed, is a rather well-off woman right now. How'd that happen?
Hmm.
She must have started
It's those
bartending one day
lobbyists.
again.
They get you every time.
That's what they're,
And the
you
insider
know.
trading. It's a lot of lobbyists too, for
Yeah,
sure.
well, the cash comes in from the lobbyists, and then the insider trading just allows you to turn nickels into dimes into quarters into silver dollars. So, um, but that's part
Hmm.
of what there needs to be. And I think we agree on that. There needs to be a soup to nuts, A to Z look at when you come in.
Yes.
You are a government servant. You were voted by the people to come in and do a job for the people, not yourselves. So while you're there, no mas, no go. You can't do that.
Right.
When you
And
get
that
out,
might
if
keep
you've made
out some of those bad apples.
absolutely. Now, when you get out, while you're in Congress, while you have served in any
Go
job,
crazy.
you make my 40 years in the bond business. I made contacts. I met people and knew people that I wouldn't have had an opportunity to otherwise if I had not been in that business. Excuse me. And so after you have ended your tenure, you have people that maybe can give you advice, or you'll use their services as a
True.
firm or
Networking is
investment firm.
never frowned upon.
Networking is a good thing. But when you network as a
Right.
politician on the public dime and you're making your decisions
Hmm.
more to line your own pockets than taking care of the constituents whom entrusted you with that job, there's a problem there. And I think that needs to be completely reevaluated, and the lid needs to be put on them. And I think you'll have, when you tell people you're going to
Hmm.
serve 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 12 years, whatever the term comes out to be for whatever position, and then you're done, like you said, Ange, that keeps out some people who would not say, "Hey, I'm gonna. This is not a lifelong position for me. Therefore, I'm going to move on and do something
Right.
else that I can do for the next 40 years." Um, this has been something that's been debated for ever, and the problem is you're
Right.
not
And the
going to have.
likelihood that it would ever pass in Congress is slim to none.
Why would you slit your own
Um,
throat financially?
it 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 would take a miracle,
Right,
but
but
it is a necessity. We need to keep the Schumers. I mean, look what happened over the last 40 days. I think if there is any more blatant evidence as to why we need term limits and more restrictions on congressional members in general, I think this shutdown stunt is the best form of evidence we
mm-hmm.
could ever serve up to people to fall in line with this idea, because none of this should have happened. It did,
Right.
unfortunately, but look who was at the helm of the whole entire operation that led to all this chaos is a congressional lifer.
Mm-hmm.
So you really got to ask yourself, maybe not maybe having term limits of 6 years or 10 years or however many years in Congress that you can do, whether it's House versus Senate might be a little bit different. But I think it gives people a better opportunity for what we're going through in the country, and as the country evolves and changes and kind of falls in line with the geopolitical atmosphere, I think we need those fresh faces to deal with the different circumstances that we all face. And when you get people who have been in Congress for 40 plus years, they might not necessarily understand or sympathize or fall into what the party really is, lining up to be, and they're maybe even too radical or not radical enough or whatever the situation at the time. You need to have not like a revolving door in Congress, but enough of a turnover where you've done a few things and you've made a difference, or maybe it was a rough go for you. You're done. We're bringing in the next guy or
Yep.
woman, and hopefully this person from this state can maybe have some better, fresher ideas and help the country out to prosper even further. So I
Yep.
think eventually we're gonna have to really have a discussion on the on
Yeah.
on in Congress in general about what that's gonna look like. We need
Well,
it.
and it just came across the wires that I read, and I just brought up the article about it again. Jasmine Crockett, talk about a crazy house.
Yes.
Uh, far left progressive out
I
of
don't know.
Texas. Well, now she's being looked at because she spent $75,000 on luxury hotels, transportation, and security.
Mm.
Campaign spending of 25.7 million. Yeah, so all kinds of limousine, luxury
How? What?
services, and all kinds of money. So here's someone who comes in
Oh
and
wow.
boy, just spends like a drunken sailor.
27 million.
Something like that. Yeah, there's all kinds of numbers are thrown out here.
Whew.
$2,000 for
That
travel,
is something.
$2,000 something something, but a whole lot of
Mm-mm-mm.
spending, and there was campaign money involved. So that's going to be investigated. But you come in and you're all about the people, and we're going to help the people, and you
Oh
don't
yeah.
you,
Mm-hmm.
and then they help themselves a little bit more. So she's being looked at now for her spending habits, and that's one senator. They all, and this is both sides of the aisle,
Yeah.
guys. We're not saying the Democrats are the Antichrist and they spend and
Oh
spend and they
yeah.
steal your money. This goes all around, and when a ruling like this is made, it'll be made across the board, which means everybody lives by it,
Yes.
and you don't become a lifelong politician. The founding fathers
Yes.
did not envision that people would live into their 80s, for God's sakes. The average life expectancy was probably in the
Right.
40s. Uh, so you
Right.
put in your term, you would do your public service, and then you go back to your farm or you go back to your distillery.
Your
You know, uh,
business. Right.
when Andrew Jackson was done with his presidential time, he went back to the Hermitage and had his horses and had his farming and his brand of whiskey, and life went on. Uh, it was never foreseen that it would turn into the cash cow that it's become.
No.
So we need to just revisit that. So anyway, enough said about
Yes.
that. What was we're running up on the clock? So what's we hit the big high point, guys, is what's going on right now with the House. So
Yeah.
what else you got, Angie, on your end?
Um. Nothing really. The approval rating for the Democratic Party hit a new low.
That's it. That was it.
30
Yep.
33% today, I think it was. So that's not. Let me take like a minute and explain why that is so catastrophically bad right now. Like, if that was
This is
6 months
volcano
ago,
hurricane
maybe
bad.
not as right. This is like, get out your emergency kit and hunker down. This is gonna be brutal, kind of a bad. Okay, the reason it's so bad now in November is because in 1 year, okay, we are literally a little less than a year, a couple days less than a year away from midterm elections. And when you come off of, like, they had the election Tuesday and they had a couple of good wins, great news for them. But when you are gearing up to try to sell your party as a whole to America, to say, hey, look, we're doing so many of these things right now that you're gonna want to put this guy in the House of Representatives
Yeah, you
next
want to kick
November,
out
and
the
we're
other
gonna
guy.
talk him up. Right. So with them having as crappy of an approval rating as they do right now, and with the Senate as in flames as it is right now, that is bad. It is so bad because it gives off a bad tone. And when you're within that 1 year mark of an election, people do not forget. And those videos are going to swirl on YouTube constantly. And all of this stuff is going to stay relevant to with it, moderately relevant until the election. So this has the implication of really damaging them even more than we originally expected. And if they keep up with the stuff they're doing right now, it's only going to get worse. And Prop 50 might not even help them. It
Yeah.
might come back to hurt them.
One thing,
So
and
that's a
I'll add to
potential.
that, these numbers, I think, are also indicative and will continue to head south. Whoop, not that channel. No, I
Oh,
don't want
there
to
he
talk
is.
about that. No, I got too many things going on here. Um, the thought that I had on that was what just took place with the shutdown and how it ended. And like you said earlier, Ange, they didn't get anything. There was no ground won. Maybe some
No.
minor key points of law, but nothing that no $1.5 trillion, none of all the fluff and stuff that they asked for. So this is seen by the country and by their party, by the folks going to the ballot box, as, in my opinion, just a big sign of weakness. You went out, did the
Mm-hmm.
damage, you held up the votes, 19 votes, whatever it turned out to be, or 19 attempts, and got nothing. So we have a party that's willing to do damage and is so weak that it cannot get together and come up with a platform or a plan of action in order to make things happen. And that weakness makes people think,
Right.
well, maybe it's not just the people named on the ballot, but the party on the ballot. We're not speaking to
Mm-hmm.
Republicans come all be all. There are independent candidates out there that are going to pop up. There could be alternate parties popping up.
That's true.
But people have a choice to make, not just on who, but what. And that's where my biggest concern for the party is.
Right.
The Democrats are, number one, admitting their left-leaning socialist tendencies and bragging about it. They've surrounded themselves around people that are of that belief system. And then they portray themselves as the ones to fix the problem when all they are going to do is create a problem and then walk away with nothing. Now, when this only runs through January. I can't even imagine how that mess is going to, how it's going to shake out when we come up on the
Oh,
next one.
this is going to
Um,
be so bad.
it could be
Right.
a bloodbath because
Hopefully they learn their
if,
lesson.
well, it comes down to what do they think they're going to get, right? I mean, everything they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do, they were
Well, what
willing
are
to
they
hold the
asking?
country. Well, they're asking for the same thing. They're going to be asking for the same thing plus more that they asked for. They're still going to want a couple $1 trillion. They
True.
want Obamacare, okay? I can talk personally about it.
They're
It
not going to let it
sucks,
go.
okay? And they're not going to let it go. Obamacare, as you know, as everyone listening knows, was put in place during COVID to assist, and it was given a date where the subsidies would go away for a reason. I mean, this law was written, pushed, and voted on by the Democrats. It did not receive one Republican
With an
vote,
expiration date.
and it had an expiration date on where
Mm-hmm.
the extra tax credits that people got to pay for it, help pay for it.
Yes.
So, as was mentioned by, I think it might have been our good friend, our Senator Kennedy. God bless him. Love that man.
Oh, he is a hoot.
He's a
I like
fireball, man.
him.
I love that guy. He's right up there with
Mm-hmm.
our Sheriff of Polk County down here in Florida.
Oh, they should get
Uh,
together and have lunch one day.
I'm
That'd be
telling you,
great.
what a party that would be. I'd pay for that dinner.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
broke.
Me too.
But where was I going? Oh, yeah. They wrote the law. They pushed it through. Midnight vote. No Republican support whatsoever. A plan that
Mm-hmm.
only, I think there's only 20-some million people in the country out of 350, 360 million people that are on it. It absolutely sucks. And I will tell you that if you wanted to you want to do a show on Obamacare, folks, as a semi-retiree heading towards Medicare, that is not the answer. Not even by a long shot.
No, it is.
Overpriced, worthless insurance. But you got to have something in case the wheels fall
Mm-hmm.
off the bus. It was sold as affordable. It is not. It's to provide care to everyone.
No. Oh
It
my
does
God.
not. So we can speak to that. If you guys want to have a show
It doesn't
on
even cover
the,
everything that you need.
I mean, if you are on it and you're on it because you can't afford reasonable insurance because insurance is so stupid crazy, and you have an $18,000
Yeah, I can attest to
deductible,
that.
really? What are you going to do about that? This year's rates have
No.
already gone up before any subsidies. I can only speak to one company.
Mhm.
I'm not going to get into who that is. Oh, almost $1,000 a month at base rate from last year without subsidies. The subsidies that they're
Mhm.
quoting aren't going to be there. So when did this become real care, and when did it become affordable? The only way it becomes affordable is when the Democrats can keep pushing through $1 to $1.5 trillion aid packages, is what I call it,
Right.
to assist in paying for it. Now, those aid packages, those tax credits, where are they going? They're not going to you, not going to me. Somebody gave me a $2,000 or $3,000 like the president's talking about now and telling us to go out and spend it on our own health care. I could make that happen. Well, that money's going directly to the
Yeah.
top
A
5
lot of
insurance
people
companies in
could.
the country. Absolutely, that are providing these plans under the ACA. So who's getting rich on this? So you're talking about, if you wonder for 1 second why the Republicans fought so hard, it wasn't just a Republican-Democrat thing. They fought to keep $1.5-ish trillion, guys, with a T, to come into this program to help prop it up with prices that are already going through the roof, and then that money pumps directly through to the insurance companies. Who's benefiting from this? It's not me. It's not you. It's not you, Ange.
Right.
All right?
Nope.
I'm
Sure
getting nothing.
telling me.
You're sending that money through to the insurance company, and I'm getting a $1,000 a month rate increase that basically makes it so May and many other people can be uninsured again. So that's
Right.
why we fought so hard.
And that's
If
what's
you have
happening to
ask,
a lot of people.
yeah, and the other things that they were trying to push on the backside of that bill weren't as caustic as that was. Well, that kept
Right. That
funding
was
the
the big
insurance
doozy.
companies. It kept funding whether you want to call them illegal aliens, undocumented workers, whatever they are, the people that are here that didn't pay, that don't deserve to get the benefits that we paid tax dollars for. And that was going to bring them back in
Right.
and support that. So if you agree with all those things, then that would make you misinformed. And you didn't do your homework. So we will see, as I said, Ange.
Right. Do better. Learn.
Learn from it. And as I was saying, this is going to make, we agree, if this gets signed off and put into law, we get the bill passed, this is all going to come back in January. And if we agree that we're
Right.
going to discuss things, discussing the ACA and its future, which there shouldn't be one, will probably be not on the table seriously, which leads to another episode like this possibly in January. I think the president's plan is a much better plan.
But it gives I think the only positive out of this, really, if you're looking at, different sides of the aisle, I think it gives Republicans a little bit more time between now and January to get their argument ready as to why and how they might end Obamacare and what they're going to replace it with. So it
Right.
definitely gives the Republican side the upper hand in preparation, because we all
And we're
know the
not,
Democratic side their forte is not preparation.
no,
So
they're like a
that might
local
be a
school
positive
board.
for Republicans.
They fix everything by throwing money at it.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. And I want to clarify, we're not saying throw the baby out with the bathwater. There needs to be
Right.
a replacement plan. There needs to be a plan of action so the people that can't afford to get insurance can at least have the support to have something. And I still think, I don't know if that's the answer, but the president did make the comment of instead of giving $2,000 subsidy or advanced tax credits as we're getting now, that you may or may not have to pay back at the end of the year depending on what your earnings are. If you want to have people sign up for the Affordable Care Act version 2, and how that works is once you are approved and authorized, you're going to get a card that's going to have $2,000 a month put on it. Instead of $2,000 in tax credits monthly to go directly to an insurance company, you're going to get $2,000 a month. and that money is only to be used for healthcare. Can't spend it on groceries. Can't go out to
Yeah.
Piggly Wiggly.
I mean,
Can't go down to
it's
Wawa and get a sub.
it's a government healthcare savings plan, basically.
That's
It's a
exactly it.
you you get
And
it, it's the same like if you have with insurance. A lot of people get that. You get your insurance and then you have like a little
hmm
card. You get so much a year on it and you can use it for
to pay insurance
your
premiums.
prescriptions. Right. You can use it for
hmm
your copays. A lot of people use it for their copays.
hmm
Any medical equipment that you might need, those kind of things. And I agree, Dad. I think that would be a great option because everybody's needs are different when it comes to healthcare. The
Absolutely.
older you are, it might be a little bit different than if you're 21 having babies. So it gives people the option to kind of pick and choose their coverage that they need for themselves or what they want to spend their money on and what's most important to their health. And I
hmm
think that's really what America is all about: choice, right?
Right.
And
Well,
if you don't need insurance, then you don't need it. A lot of people in America, the majority of Americans have private health care.
right. Well, the people that sign up for the ACA are the ones that were the underinsured, underserved, and that's why the program was there.
Right.
But the problem is when you're feeding the plant, you're feeding a program by feeding the companies directly. You learn from what happens when Boeing, Lockheed try to build a rocket, and they're told spend as much as you want. We're never going to cut you off until we get our rocket, and then they go over budget by $100 billion, and the whole world gets pissed off at them. When you say to the insurance companies, yeah,
That
man,
is
if you,
true.
you sign these people up, we're going to give you 22, 28, $2,700 a month every month. Well, what's the incentive to give good quality, low deductible health programs? None. There isn't any. Now,
Right.
when all the people that sign up for ACA in the future maybe get a debit card or a health spending card with $2,800 or 25, whatever the number turns out to be, well, now you have competition again. All these health insurance companies are going to be going, well, Jim Bob and Billy Bob there got $2,200 a month for health insurance for their family. Well, we can't. Like I saw this year, the increase went almost over about $3,100 a month, which is insane. But if you tell
That
someone,
is insane.
hey, whatever insurance company, not naming anybody, I got $2,600 a month coming in, and I can guarantee your happy ass they're going to find a way to. Oh well, let's work on a program for you, and we can make that $2,600 happen,
Right.
and that's competition. That's the way to fix the program. And if you get that $2,600 a month, Ange, and you don't want insurance, well, then money just goes away because you can't use it for anything else. You've
Right.
got to be able to prove it went for that.
Right. Or
That makes a ton
I
of
say
sense.
if you're right, if you're eligible for those benefits but you don't need them, I mean, they're going to have a way for people to opt out if that's what they want.
You
But
just don't
if
apply.
they're opting out, right, either you don't apply or if you have been on the program already and you get a full-time job or something else happens to you where you're able to get that private insurance for cheaper
Mm-hmm.
and that's the better plan for you going forward, you could just get in touch with whoever you need to and let them know I have
Well,
gotten a different insurance with another company and things are happening and I don't need this anymore.
right. And it
And it
exists
goes to
already in
people
one
that do
form.
need it.
I mean, I can tell you from personal experience, if you're on the ACA program and you are coming up on being able to apply and receive Medicare, you've hit your retirement age.
Mhm.
Going in, they know the insurance companies already asked that question of me when I turn, when I, because you don't have double
Mhm.
coverage. You can't not have that by law. You can't do it. If you're eligible
No.
for something else, you can't have it over here. So that transition takes place. I don't know about seamlessly. That's yet to be seen, but it does happen.
Right.
So it's real
We'll
easy for
see.
you to go. I mean, everyone that works a job knows that when you have insurance, uh, there's what's called a life event. You have a child,
Mhm.
you get divorced, you get married,
You get married.
Something
Mhm.
happens, you go in. It's in the middle of the benefit year. You go in, you say, "Hey guys, got married. Here's my wife's name. Have a nice day." They go, "Okay, great. Send us this documentation. Okay, we can add her to the plan." Same thing happens here.
Right.
You're on ACA. You're getting $20-some hundred a month for your insurance, and they know that on this date, or if you get a job and now you're eligible for insurance, you go to them and say, "Hey, I'm off," and you're done. Uh, it's not funding the insurance companies directly. It's not funding people that don't deserve to have it, whether you are a
Right.
citizen or a non-citizen. And it's easy to stop and go when it needs to be stopped and go. So that makes a whole lot more sense. And I think the fact that that's being bounced around right now is a precursor to what we're going to be hearing after this shutdown goes away and they begin the process of
Right.
talking about the Democrats'
Exactly.
wish list. Uh, and by the time they figure all this out, I'm going to be out of the game anyway. It's not going to matter. But you guys got to keep that in perspective. That from a personal perspective, when someone's getting an average of $20-some hundred a month in Social Security benefits to live on, and you're not quite at that age
Mhm.
where you can get Medicare, which you have to pay for, you don't get full free anyway. But and they come to you and tell you that now you're looking at somewhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a month in insurance premiums that are absolutely garbage. Who in their right mind could write that check?
Can't afford it.
Can't afford it. So what do? Drop it. Here we are back to
Right.
COVID, to pre-COVID problems that were solved by the ACA.
Right.
And
Never meant to
everyone knew,
reopen. Mm-mm.
everyone knew it was bad. That it was never going to work. Like everything else, when the government puts a
Yep.
program together, a social program like this, it's just how long it takes before the knot becomes untied. And here we are.
Exactly.
So we'll see where it goes. But the main argument right now is let's get the government open back up. Let's get the people paid that need to be paid. Let's
Yes.
get the people fed that need to be fed. Let's get the housing benefits back to where they need to be so people aren't living on the street that deserve to have housing benefits. I
Mhm.
keep that as a precursor or as an
Right.
overriding thought.
That desperately need it.
And take care of our people that need that. And then we'll talk. And I think the
Yes.
talk is that the ACA either needs to be unraveled completely and just pushed out of existence because it's a broken program that never functioned properly, or retooled in a format that allows people to have support when they need it to get insurance and takes the I don't want to call it theft, but it's what it is. People getting rich that shouldn't get
I mean, it
rich
is.
on the
Yeah.
backs of the
It's
poor people.
yes.
So we'll see where it goes. I'm going to be very interested, and we will talk a lot about that. I think in the
Yes. We
coming
will.
30 to 60 days. And I hope that this doesn't become to all my Democratic friends, to all people out there that listen to our stream here, and say what bunch of couple crazy knuckleheads that think nothing but red. Don't go down the same road a second time, guys. If you crack your head into a brick
Right.
wall, it's going to hurt the second and third time too. Don't do it a second and third time.
Right.
Let's work together.
There is better for America. Let's work together to find what that better option is. And there
Exactly.
has to be one, and we're going to find it and we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes politics
hopefully
is a
people
game of
can
holding
afford
your
it.
nose, Ange. Right? We all have to hold our nose.
It's true.
The Democrats aren't going to get everything they want. The Republicans aren't going to get anything they want. The Independents are kind of in the middle, just kind of playing cards, trying to figure out which way to go.
Right. They're all over, right?
They're all over. They can be where they feel the best interest of the country are. But you're never going to get everything you want.
Thank you.
Both sides got to hold their nose and open the can of stinky cheese and just hope they get
Yep.
something that they both can agree somewhat on. But the problem with the parties is that everyone wants to get 100%. And that just doesn't happen. It's not
That
going to
is true.
happen. And I hope as we work through this process that, number one, that they're talking about making a change in the law that wouldn't allow these shutdowns to even take place ever again. That's the starting point there. Uh,
I'm
Legislation that
for
says
that too.
basically,
Let's
yeah, yeah, if you don't get to a point where
You're
you can make
paid
a
by the
decision,
American taxpayer to do
mm-hmm,
your job.
do it.
You shouldn't have an option to not go to work and still get paid because nobody else in the country who's been suffering for the last 40 plus days has that option. The
That's
people
right.
who work full-time jobs that only get 1 week off a year in vacation, they don't get that option. So if everybody else is working their butts off to get their kids Christmas gifts and put food on the table and pay all their bills, then there shouldn't be an option for you to say, well, we didn't
Yeah.
get everything we wanted. Boo hoo. We're going to shut it down. No, I agree. Keep it open. You work through the problems. That's what we put you in office for.
I
That's what you
think
are elected to do. Do your job.
the perfect revision to the law would be that when we get to a point where a CA is required, they have a certain timetable to get something amiable passed. If not, the prior CA takes precedent, the
Yeah.
government continues to be funded, and everybody sitting Capitol Hill, paycheck stop.
Doesn't get paid.
They don't get paid. Rest of the country keeps running at the old level, so there'd be no new spending. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone's sitting in the fancy chairs in the fancy offices, and their aides and everybody that works in Capitol Hill, no pay. I guarantee you, this would not
Done.
happen
They be
to
doing a
this
lot of a
degree
lot
ever
of
again.
voting.
Oh, they'd be voting their pants off
Mm-hmm.
to get something passed. You want to talk about singing Kumbaya down the middle
Oh,
aisle? Yeah, they wouldn't like that
lightning
at all.
speed in the chamber, you guys. Lightning speed. Exactly. Because if you're already telling them they're not going to get paid, and if they do end up passing the revision that says, hey, no insider trading, no lobbyist BS anymore, they already know they're getting that $176,000 a year and barely able to make it. Oh, woe is me.
Oh, and the
They're going to
free
need that paycheck.
travel and the security, and they go out to the
Oh, yeah, the
parties and
jets,
they get to do all this fun stuff and live like kings and queens. It stops. You show up for work, and until you pass a CA, something permanent for that period of time, you're sleeping in your office and eating ramen noodles. Maybe not that bad, but that's what needs to happen. That's called accountability. That's calling
that's
the
serious.
people who were voted to take care of this country. It makes them feel the pain as opposed to the people to
Yes.
whom they were hired by to represent them. That's what needs to happen. Will it ever happen? Who the
I
hell knows?
agree.
Because
I would
you
love
have,
that.
well, you got to convince people. That's like asking somebody to take a 50% pay cut voluntarily. In a common
That's
man,
true.
common woman. But you don't mind working and doing the same thing for nothing, do you?
Crazier things have
No.
happened.
But it needs to
Right.
happen.
Well, not for nothing,
And
just a little less. A little, a little step down. You're not going to be able to buy your Whole Foods sushi on Wednesdays anymore. You might have to bring, leftovers from home. I think a little less of a sacrifice. Um,
I
or,
I I
in
guess
their
that's where we'll
instance,
differ.
more
Cut them
sacrifice.
off, close the congressional cafeteria, shut it all down. If
Oh. No,
anything
but I'm
needs to be
saying I'm
shut
saying
down, it's Capitol Hill.
if they don't do their Yes, if they don't do their job, then obviously shut it down. Absolutely. But I'm saying if their pay goes down and they might have to make a little sacrifice for themselves. Hey, we're not living lavish high on the hog anymore. We might have to bring lunch from home because we need to
Mm-hmm.
keep the government open. So we're going to plan for that. We're staying in session. Maybe people will be in session more. Maybe we'll be able to get a few more things passed.
Yeah.
Who knows? Crazier
Unless
things have come across.
the ones doing the voting feel the pain, nothing gets done. That's just the way it is. So once we get
Exactly.
past this point,
Exactly.
there are things that need to be fixed, and it's, in my humble opinion, that's at the top of the list. It's right when we start, if we ever as a country or as a elected body can ever get to term limits, which has been talked about forever. If we ever get
Oh
to that
God, I
point,
wish. I
this needs
really
to be
wish.
part of the discussion. Term limits and
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities of those who are voted into
Make it a
office.
package.
That's you make it one.
They do that all the time.
I don't know if that comes in the form of a bill. If that comes in, it has to become in the form of something that is legislatively processed and signed
Well,
becomes
wouldn't that
law. Because
be
but
each body would have to vote separately for their own body, right, Dad? Because the Senate has different laws than the House within their own body.
you
So
would
they would
have to.
have to equally bring it up separately,
Yeah, it would be
I
if it's going to
think.
go through as a bill. If it's going to come through as a piece of legislation, it's going to start in one house and be it's going to affect
Right.
both houses. So it's going to be a pretty substantial piece of legislation, I would imagine. But if you don't do
Mm-hmm.
it in that form, if I'm not misunderstanding, and you do it via change in rules, well, that's a bunch of horse crap because the rules can
Mm-hmm.
change. The rules change all the time. This is no
That's
different
true.
than the nuclear option. We'll use it on.
That
We'll
is
use
true.
it
Which
now.
we still needed it.
So if you do it via rule, which I don't think you can, so you're going to have this House and the Senate. They're going to have to get together and agree on their own bodies with respect to
Mm-hmm.
this type of a legislation, which then would become. But you'd have to have then a president who's willing to sign on to it, which we have one that would. Um, but
Right. And
it
and
has,
potentially Vance in the future, potential.
yeah. So and once it's
He would vote
there,
on it
it's got to be something that will not be in the future repealed by a future Congress
easily
or,
undone.
or a bill change that would be signed off on, effectively
Right.
repealing it in the future by a future president. So that's the way it's got to happen. Because if you think that the
When's
House and the
when is
Senate
the
are
last
go ahead.
when's the last constitutional amendment that we passed that was added? How long ago was that?
Oh my
Like
goodness, you're
to this
testing my
level
brain. You're
where it
testing
changes
my.
the
Well, you had
when
the
it
Voting
changes
Rights
Congress.
Act.
I'm
No,
gonna look
that
that
was
up.
the next.
I will
No,
post that later.
you got me. Woo.
I think it's been a hot minute.
Oh, it's been a hot minute and a half. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking back at when the last states
I'll look.
were brought into the union. That has nothing. That's a different animal completely. Um,
Right. That's totally when they change Congress. That's ooh, I don't know. I think that's been a hot minute, Dad. But I'm just curious because I mean that would be a historical um
I know what.
addition to the Constitution if that was ever passed. I mean,
I think I know what it is, but I'm not gonna. The most recent constitutional amendment was the 27th in May of '92. Prevents any law that
mm,
increases or decreases the salary of members of Congress from taking effect until after the next election of the House of Representatives have occurred. So, yeah, the last constitutional amendment to the
okay.
Constitution had to do with making sure that Congress salaries wouldn't be cut until
And that was 33 years ago. So
that was
that's a little
1992.
chunk of time.
So, yeah, that's. I was thinking of something completely different, but it was the 27th Amendment. Um,
Okay.
I'm trying to think what I thought. I'm going to do a little bit of. I got to get a little bit dust to knock the dust off. That's what I was thinking of. 26th Amendment, changing the voting age. That's what I was thinking of. I thought that was the most recent one because
Oh
that was
yeah. They
back in
have been
that was
discussing that
71.
again, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that was 71 because prior to that the voting age was 21. It was moved down to 18. That was a year earlier than the 27th
Mhm.
Amendment. So, but yeah, the 27th was relating to making sure that the congressional pay wouldn't be cut until
Oh God, because we,
those
you know,
conditions were met.
that's and this is why when we say
Bingo.
that it's going to be really difficult for this to ever become a
Right.
situation that is real, it's not a joke. When
Right.
they add something into the Constitution that says we're not going to get paid
Right.
less, just know it's not going to be an easy
Right.
sell for these people.
So, and
um,
again, I'm not a constitutional
they're not
lawyer.
going down.
I've got a lot of junk up in my bald head, and I tend to think I knew a little bit and researched a little bit, but
We know a
the
little something.
best answer for what we're trying to the short answer to where we were trying to get, Ange, is a constitutional amendment. A constitutional amendment that says
Yes.
that term limits, number one, and number two, relating to
Yes.
government shutdown. That the government will never shut
Yeah.
down.
No more of
If it
those.
gets to a point of being shut down, this is what happens. And when this happens, this initiates this process. You know, the government
Right.
doesn't close, but all the ones working in the loop don't get paid until such time as until such time as they pass a continuing resolution
Pass.
or continue funding the
Hmm.
government past what the emergency kickoff was to initiate that amendment. But is that going to happen?
Right.
No, no, I doubt it
Probably
very
not.
highly.
But
But that's what needs to happen.
it's a great hope, Dad. Maybe someday. You never know.
That's it. That's it. All we can do is,
We'll
hey
keep
man,
hoping.
we come up with these ideas, and hopefully somebody out there in the magic world of internet will listen, and
Right.
uh,
Somebody out
one day
there,
want to.
like, share it with your friends. Maybe
Yeah,
one of them will be the next congressional member that can
make this
change
all
the
happen.
course of the country for the better. You never know.
Matter of fact, I may send another email to the White House. Why not? Just say, hey, I got a great idea, Mr. President
There you
Trump.
go. Hey, Big Daddy Trump, I got an idea for you.
I got an
Here,
idea.
are you sitting down? Put those readers on. It might be late at night.
Come on. Oh, well,
This
I'll
one
tell you
might
what. No matter what,
you might have to bring
no
this
matter
up in
when
the
something goes
Oval.
to the whenever something goes to the White House, it doesn't matter what time of the night it is. My guess is he's up and around. Man does not sleep.
Oh,
He's
he's
a
up.
great American.
He
He's a
really is.
powerhouse. Anyway, we have overrun the time.
We gotta go, Dad.
Yeah. Well, I just you know
He feels very passionately about affordable health care in America.
I
But
feel very
in
passionately.
the
It
spirit of
sucks
affordable health care, right, he feels very passionately that it sucks, but also very passionately that we need to change it. And
today.
which is, I think a lot of you might feel the same way because it is painful in open enrollment this season for a lot of folks, myself included. Our family had to make some decisions as well on a few things, and it's not fun. But you just keep hoping for the best and hoping for a better future, and I think we're gonna get there.
Absolutely. My mistake this evening, Ange, was that I went on the website to re-review everything right before we went on the air. So I was already,
Oh boy, see, and
but
yeah,
that'll
the blood
change.
pressure was pressuring people.
That's all.
Right, it'll be
That's all.
okay.
It's all good.
We just got to get through
But
it.
we are going to get there. I think we've bantered enough, though. Let's see. What time
Yeah,
is it now here on the Space Coast?
past your bedtime.
2128 hours. Yeah, I got to get up in a few hours. Go do some real work.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, guys, we've run a little bit long. Sorry for the last banter, the last 10 or 15 minutes, but we try to get through the initial big stories of the day and then kind of tap into what's going on, and that's part of it.
Right, because
So
it's important.
we're going to try to get together here. Well, the original plan was Sunday, but that's turned out to be pretty hard. So I think we're going to roll our rollout nights probably to either Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesdays turn out really well. Again, we're going to have it listed.
Yeah,
I'll put them up
Tuesdays are
once we
working out real
solidify the
good.
dates. So hit that bell. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber.
Yes,
If you are a
please do.
subscriber, we love you guys. We love you.
Thank you.
Just remember, we are here to have a good time, be informative. We are not paid. We are not subsidized. We are not anything. We do it because we enjoy talking
Nope.
to each other, and we enjoy talking to y'all. So drop your comments. Drop us an email. Shoot us a flare. I don't know. Whatever you got. Let us know. Please
Whatever
like
works for
and
you.
whatever works for you. Whatever you got in your state. Let us know where you're from. Let us know how you feel.
Right.
We're going to try to start bringing some people in here and having maybe a little panel discussion. I'm really looking forward to trying to work that out. Then it wouldn't be just me losing my mind. But we appreciate all you being out there tonight. So please subscribe, like, hit the bell, all them things that Angie talks about all the time.
This
You
one,
know,
this one,
smash this and hit that and push that over there. Uh,
all the
helps
things.
us get out there, helps us get out to more people, and we love the peoples. So, what you got, Angie? Ready to go?
So, just want to say Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for any service members who might be watching, or any of your family
Absolutely.
members. If you're watching and you have a member of your family that served, please thank them for their service from us. God bless America. And also, hi, Mom. I talked to Mom, and she misses me really bad. So, hi, Mom. I love you.
Well, she might
I'm
be up. She
okay.
may have gone to
Everything's
bed
great.
already.
You know, maybe she'll watch the replay. I'll send her a text tomorrow. Mom, watch the
Send her a
replay.
text. Yeah.
Thank you for watching tonight. And if, like Dad said, if you are not yet a subscriber, please consider it. We would love to have you watch with us every week. There's a lot of interesting things that are going to be coming up in the next couple of months in regards to politics, which we will keep you informed on every step of the way. We love doing it, it's really fun. Like the video, and we'll see you next week. We'll let you guys know what we're going to be talking about in the video. And yeah, have a good night. Stay safe
And give
out
us
there.
your.
Stay warm if you're in the tundra.
Oh yeah. But if you guys got some things you want us to touch on, please let us know. Again, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, veterans. Thank you, the families of the veterans. Active service. We love you guys and girls. Appreciate everything you do for us. The reason we're here, the reason we're able to get out here and banter and do these things is because y'all are out there keeping us safe at night, and we are thankful for every one of you.
Thank you so much.
Let us know what you want to see, and I think that's about it. Just watch yourself, stay warm, take care of each other, and we will be back looking right now probably next Tuesday. And if anything changes to make that happen earlier, if you do hit that bell, wherever that bell is, you will be notified when we hit live, and you can come in and join the party. So thank you, and we will see you next week. And as always, God bless America. Ange?
God bless
Talk
America.
to you later.
Bye, guys. Love you too.